Capricorn, welcome to your general reading for September 2024. Thank you so much for being here with me. My name is Coco. I've been reading tarot for 6 years, going on 7, and I just recently decided to upload videos on YouTube. So if the editing is bad, if I'm not as eloquent as I'm trying to be, if there are mistakes made on the digital front, please know that I'm a work in progress and try to be patient with me while I get my bearings regarding how to upload and how to edit and things like that. A few things before we get into the reading. This is a general reading, so if it does not resonate with you, that's perfectly okay. Just leave it behind. You can also schedule a private reading with me. In the description box below, there is a link to my website where you can do so. And you can also get your hands on any of the decks that I'm using. I will also link them in the description box. Okay, so let's go ahead and get an Anatomy of a Witch Oracle card for you to see the theme of your September. What is the theme of the Capricorn card of September, Spirit? Thank you. Now, I do want to say August was a hard month for everybody. The super full moon in Aquarius that happened on August 19th was very hard in the sense that it brought up a lot of revelations, transformations, and made us realize things that we have in our lives, people we have in our lives, behaviors, thought patterns that are no longer serving us and that are actually hindering us and keeping us from moving forward. And if they were painful revelations, Capricorn, that you had in August, painful reflections that you had, maybe you were having to kind of rethink a decision you made or rethink a relationship in your life, or just reflect on things that have happened that were painful for you, just know that September moving forward is going to be a very different energy. It's going to be lighter, and Mercury retrograde is no longer going to be affecting us because at the very tail end of August, Mercury stations direct. And so there will be a little shadow period in September, in the beginning of September, but by September 7th or 8th, things will be moving forward in a very different energy and direction. Okay, so the card that came out for you is Perception. Your vision of yourself or your life, or perhaps your goals, might be changing in September. You might be kind of shifting how you think about the world. You might be shifting how you think about yourself, or kind of trying to take on a more positive, optimistic, gratitude-centered way of thinking. Also coming up is this sense of intuition, being really, really, really tapped in to that sixth sense. Listening to your intuition, listening to when your body is telling you to not do something or to do something, and not really listening so much to people's words, but more so listening to their actions. And in the same vein of that, really letting your actions speak for themselves and not so much your words. Capricorn, you are a very action-oriented person. I have a lot of Capricorns in my life, and I love them. Really, people think that Capricorns are these very logical and almost stoic people, very, structured and just focused on doing things traditionally and as they work. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing or a good thing. It's just that people think that Capricorn is only that. And I feel like Capricorn is so complex. I feel like Capricorns just have such rich emotional worlds. It's just that Capricorns, you guys are very good at safeguarding your feelings and protecting yourselves. I mean, you're represented by the sea goat. The sea goat on the top is a goat, is very earthly, is very stubborn, very stern, really direct. But on the bottom, it's like you've got a little tail, and that indicates your intuitive senses and your strong connection to your sixth sense and your strong connection to your creativity, your emotions. And I think a lot of people miss that about Capricorns. They don't even realize that. And so you're going to be tapping in to that more sea goaty kind of vibe, like your intuitive, creative, emotional senses and side of yourself in September. Now let's grab one more card. We're going to take an Enchanted Map Oracle card to see what is coming towards you in the month of September. Ooh, popped right out. You've got commitment. Beautiful card. This is the number 36. If you've been seeing the number 36 or iterations of it, so 3636, that is confirmation that this message is for you. Numerically, 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 is all about the fulfillment of something. You could be reaching a goal in September, or you could just be feeling really fulfilled in a relationship, really focused on your relationships, and you might just be feeling like things are finally in a stable place. Maybe you're reaching a goal with a partner, so maybe you're moving in with somebody or making plans to move in with somebody. Maybe you've made the decision to have a child or to retire and spend more time with your family and with your partner. You'll see in this card that one person is holding the lock and the other is holding the key. So you could finally feel like you're just figuring something out, like you've reached some kind of life goal, and now you're being able to sit back and look at the hard work that you've done, and you're being able to reflect and celebrate on that. So really nice energy, Capricorn. To be honest, going into your reading, I wasn't getting a clear sense. I always kind of meditate for a few minutes before doing readings, and Capricorn, yours was kind of coming up very cloudy. Like you didn't want me to see what was going on. So I'm happy to see that things are looking good for you in September. The energies are changing after August, definitely. So to get more into your reading, this is the Knight of Pentacles. This is your general energy. This is what you're going to be feeling like in September. Knight of Pentacles is a lovely card. The Knights are all about action, and they're about trying to reach that mature state, trying to reach a goal. And the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who is very dedicated, committed. They show up when they need to. They show up every day, and they're okay with not seeing the results immediately happen. They're the people who put in the hard work and will put in the hard work and be consistent every single day until their goal is met. So this is how you're showing up in September. You're definitely, reaching some kind of goal in September. You might even find that at the beginning of September, you're still kind of feeling like you're kind of every day having to be consistent and show up. And then at the end of September, you might see finally some kind of reward coming through. You might kind of have this realization that, oh my God, I've done it. You might be recognized for your hard work at work. Your partner might sit you down and say, hey, I've been seeing how hard you've been working, and I want to, surprise you with something. So this is a really lovely energy to get, especially for you, Capricorn, because the Knight of Pentacles is the earthly suit. So you're very much showing up in your confidence and in your power. You're crossed by the Hierophant. This is the 5 card, and the Hierophant is all about tradition, doing things by the book. You might be struggling in that sense. You might be kind of feeling like doing things by the book hasn't been working for you. Or on the opposite sense, you might be feeling like you've just been working by doing things by the book, and you might finally be starting to see tangible results. You might also be joining a new social circle. You might be joining, I'm getting a new church. You might be joining a new social environment where you meet people who are like-minded and who you can connect with. Okay? But altogether, I do get that it feels like tradition is either helping or hindering you. And it could be both. It could be both. You could also be Okay, so this, oh, sorry, excuse my dog. You could also be thinking about marriage. This energy of marriage is coming through, especially with this commitment card. You might be like thinking about, do you want to get married to your person sometime soon? Do you want to propose? Is that a conversation that you guys want to have soon? You could be thinking about this a lot in September. You could be having that conversation with your person in September. You could be like, okay, saving money. They're showing me like somebody working really hard or doing extra hours or overtime to save money to buy a ring, like to buy an engagement ring, or to put money aside to get married or to get engaged, or like for a wedding, some kind of like romantic thing you're kind of preparing for financially. Okay, that energy is coming through too. You're being asked to embrace the Chariot energy in September. The Chariot is numerically the number 8 in the major arcana. Deuce, please stop. Thank you. Sorry. Numerically, the Chariot is number 8, and 8 is all about having built the foundations and strong structure so that you can now push forward with a lot of gusto, with a lot of energy, and not have to worry about your foundations. Like, you've put in the energy and time to build up the structure of your life, and now you're able to push forward with renewed energy and with ambition and with a lot of strength. I am going to clarify this card because I'd like to know a bit more. Can you please clarify this Chariot card and what Capricorn is meant to embrace? Thank you. Okay, you've got the Emperor. Yeah, a lot of major arcana coming out for you, Capricorn, which tells me that this time in your life is going to be very big. It's going to feel very important. It's going to feel like a big life event, basically, or part of a time of your life where you're making big decisions. The Emperor and the Chariot and what you're meant to embrace. This is confidence. This is really that ambition and that push to move forward in leadership, move forward with a decision that you're making. The Emperor is somebody who is very hard-headed, stubborn, but really goes for what they want. And same with the Chariot. It's that ambition. It's that energy to just move forward. And so Spirit wants you to definitely keep going. If you've been feeling like kind of tired or kind of like, oh my God, am I ever going to meet that goal? Am I ever going to get promoted? Am I ever going to, get the house that I want? Am I ever going to reach that goal? Know that if you keep moving, that will come into your life. So you're being encouraged to just keep pushing with a lot of dedication. You're being asked to let go of confusion, of feeling like maybe you haven't made the right choices, feeling like confused, like there might be other things out there. The Seven of Cups, it's traditionally somebody kind of not really being able to choose which cup they're going after. Each cup has something different in it, a different offering, a different gift. And the person doesn't really know how to move forward. It's almost like this cloudy energy. So I'm going to clarify that again for you. I think a few of your cards need clarification. Yeah, King of Wands. Can you please tell me more? Okay. Yeah, you've got the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. This is about potentially a partnership. You could be with somebody who is a fire sign, or you could be with somebody who is another earth sign. Either way, Spirit's asking you to let go of any confusion regarding this connection, to let go of any sense that you haven't made the right choice, or maybe there's something else out there. I'm not getting the sense that it is helpful for you thinking like that. Okay, so the energy that you're moving into is the moon. Again, that is a very intuitive sense, which also came in with this card. Connecting with your emotions, connecting with yourself during quiet time, connecting with how you feel when people maybe say something to you. Maybe you're picking up on something else, but you don't really know what you're picking up on. It might feel like it's unspoken. It might feel like an off vibe. Like if you are, if somebody's coming up to you and saying, oh, I have this great deal for you, or, oh, I want to work with you on this. I think this could be really successful. But you're kind of feeling like, I feel like there's a catch here, or I feel like something is not being said, or something's being withheld from me. And trust your instincts, because you're going to be picking up on things like that. And it's a time of your life where you're exploring your emotions. You might be exploring your emotional depths, feeling things that, I'm getting things that came up in August during Mercury retrograde. You might have been reflecting on some things that were emotionally kind of draining or sad. Like you might have been feeling grief in August, and you're kind of still not held up on those feelings, but you might have never really noticed that they were still there. And now that they've come back up in August, you're kind of having to retake a look at them again and sift through them again and just be able to come to peace with them in September. I am going to clarify this card as well. Yeah, on the bottom there was the Star card. That's renewal, that's faith, healing. Yeah, you got the King of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Really rearing to go. And this King of Cups has a rich emotional world. Somebody who has a hard time communicating their emotions, but nonetheless feels them very, very deeply, is loving, compassionate, open, very, very loyal to the people they love. So you're going to be that's coming in really strong for you, Capricorn, really looking at your emotions and connecting with yourself on that deeper level, or potentially connecting with somebody else on that deeper level, because there is somebody else wrapped up with you here in this reading. What you don't see coming in September, you've got the Tower, the Hanged Man, and the Two of Pentacles, which tells me that you're almost not wanting to look at something. There's something that might have happened recently that was really intense, or some kind of epiphany of yours where it just shook up your life, or it shook up how you think, or it just made you realize that something needs to change, something needs to go. But it's almost like you're not really wanting to look at it. You don't want to admit it. You're kind of like, I'm just going to put that on pause. I'm just going to put that on the back burner. And, I'll deal with everything else right now, and I'll look at that later. That's kind of the vibe coming from these cards. And in your advice from Spirit in September as well, here I'm also being told by Spirit that there's a rebirth that is waiting for you, and it's not easy. Rebirths aren't easy. And this is the Emperor again. So the Emperor is showing up twice in your reading, which is Spirit telling you that you are being nudged towards leveling up. You're being nudged a bit towards maturing, to becoming a more mature, wiser version of yourself. And I did clarify in the beginning that this was you. This is your energy, not somebody else's. And this change that happened with the Tower card recently, it could be like it could be a not so surprising shakeup. It could be something that you weren't really that surprised to hear, but nonetheless still is very hard to deal with and intense. And it's almost like you're just not really trying to deal with it at the moment. I see that you're focusing on other things at the moment. Do realize that this is a gift coming from Spirit, because traditionally this fourth cup is being handed to somebody by the hand of the divine. And so this fourth cup is coming in for you as a gift. Whatever this change is that you're not really wanting to look at, to deal with, it is a gift. Okay, and Spirit is telling me that strongly through these cards. And that gift is going to maybe show up in a way where you're having to almost be the bigger person in a situation. If that's making sense, Capricorn, but what's coming through is that you're being forced almost to be the bigger person. And it's like in that experience, that is the rebirth, that like you are realizing that you having to step up and be the bigger person, it's teaching you this lesson, or it's showing you this part of yourself, or it's giving you this epiphany, and you're kind of realizing, oh my God, like maybe this is who I've been all along, or you're just realizing something really, really important and intense. And maybe that's why you feel like you need to kind of take a step back and feel your emotions and kind of like have some quiet time in September, because it's like this thing that recently happened, you're kind of like reeling from it and needing to just digest what happens. And like if you're needing to grieve, it's like you're giving yourself time to grieve before you deal with it. I hope that resonates. But your likely outcome at the end of September is the Eight of Cups. It is taking the higher path in some way. It is leaving something, someone, some thought patterns, some behavior, some group of people, whatever it may be, that is no longer in your best interest, that is no longer good for you, that is no longer serving you. You're leaving it behind. It did once serve you. That's what these 8 cups represent. They're full, and that person is leaving behind the cups that, once made them feel good, once made them feel comfortable. Maybe you did have a comfortable life before that, but you've outgrown them. And so this 8 of Cups is signaling that you're moving on, you're taking a higher path. I'm really getting that you're just needing to take the high road with somebody, or in a situation, like you're needing to just be like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm not dealing with you anymore. I'm choosing myself. There's something really strongly of coming up of you choosing yourself and like your own life and like your person. Maybe there's something going on in your family, and it's like taking away from your attention to your partner or your attention to your own life. And you're just like, you know what? Maybe I need to take some more time away from them or away from somebody and focus on my own life, focus on building what matters to me. That's what I'm strongly getting here. It's like somebody is just like, you know what? I'm finally done with this. I'm done with the bullshit. I'm not dealing with it anymore. I'm focusing on what brings me joy and makes me happy. And I'm going to build my own life. I'm going to clarify this Eight of Cups. Yeah. Ace of Swords. Oh, King of Swords on the bottom too. You're kind of like no bullshit at the end of September. You're kind of having this realization. The Ace of Swords is also a breakthrough. It's an epiphany in the sense of an idea, in the sense of communication. Like, okay, I'm finally realizing that this thing is no longer good for me and I'm moving on from it. It's this breakthrough, and it's this breakthrough in your mind. And you might just be kind of reaching this epiphany again of like, wow, okay, I need to get out of here. I need to go do something else. I need to be around different people. So that's really coming up for you in September, Capricorn. So let's grab an Archangel Animal Oracle card to see who is guiding you through September. Okay, I just want this one. Oh, beautiful. You've got Elephant, one of my favorite cards in this whole deck. Open yourself to true abundance, Archangels Mary and Raphael. Elephant says, keep your frequency high by having more fun, playing, and being joyful. Whether you are masculine or feminine, practice your divine feminine qualities within every area of your life to ensure that you have a strong and stable foundation for your spiritual life. Feminine qualities, I don't like speaking in binaries, black and whites, especially regarding gender and femininity, masculinity, etc. But this card is clarifying that being in touch with your emotions and being in your yin energy, so receiving things, observing things, actively listening, that is feminine qualities that Elephant is asking you to practice. Sit quietly and breathe into your third eye, tuning in to the Elephant animal guides energies and Archangel Raphael, who is the Emerald Angel of Healing and Abundance. Then link into Jupiter to call in perfect health and cosmic abundance to bathe your consciousness. Feel this energy permeate your cells and know the universe supports your divine perfection and heart's desire. So that's a really nice energy for you, Capricorn. Last but not least, we're going to grab a Tree Keeper's Oracle card, if I can get them all, to see the lesson you're being encouraged to learn in September. Okay, you've got 13, Keeper of Pace. The message of this card is it time to speed up or is it time to slow down? This can only be answered by your own internal guidance system. Trees have their own rhythms, as do the seasons, the bees, and you. Pay attention to the speed of your present situation. Is it time to pull back, or do you need to be taking more action? Tension, stress, and overwhelm will tell you when it's time to slow down. Inertia, anxiety, and fear are often indicators that some kind of change is needed to shift the pace. Listen to your own internal rhythm and act on the messages it conveys. And again, here you have the image of a crescent moon right here, which matches, it's almost like a mirror reflection of the image of the crescent moon in the moon card. Thank you so much for joining me in this reading, Capricorn. If it resonated with you, please like the video or subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful September. I'll see you next time.